I'm muted. I apologize. Welcome to another DCU Daily, guys. I'm back. Here we are. And we're here talking about so much stuff, so much wonderful stuff today for you guys. Of course, we have to get into all types of fun news stories first. We got Spider-Man talking about. We got first reactions for the threequel to Tron. We got Amazon being apparently the bad guy from Thank You for Smoking, so that's interesting. Ridley Scott being a dick a little bit, and then apparently he too is moving forward, and it's moving away from WB. And then of course we have a little bit of movie talk madness, talking trailers, and Dan apparently is giving you a review today, which is different. And then of course we have our quick hits, our wonderful quick hits that everybody loves to see. And then of course we have tons of DC news, not just DC quick hits, but we also have slate updates and Peacemaker for the season finale in a couple days. And then of course an update on Brave and the Bold, the movie that seems like it'll never see the light of day, more so than Batman Part 2 at this point. But let's get into all of that and more right now.
It doesn't seem to matter what I do. I'm always the number two.
All right, mister, I need to paint my abs on to get nominated. You don't see Robert Downey doing that.
You're kidding.
You're
kidding. I can't open the envelope without the...
Warner Brothers is heading back into the Matrix with a new movie in the works.
Wonder what other surprises are in store.
I want to be Bruce Wayne.
I like that. And you're gonna love me.
There's the shot right there. That.
Okay, we don't need to see chorus.
Right there.
You look ridiculous.
Well, not no more, he don't.
What, dude? I can barely understand you. Your accent's insane.
What the world needs now.
Give me a hand up. Nope, I'm actually okay. Thank you very much. Oh, wow. Wow.
Beautiful. Absolutely fracking beautiful. Here we are. We gotta get that thing going. And welcome to the show, everyone. Welcome Caleb and D Cole and Emo Nerd Girl, Tony, all that stuff. Thank you for joining us on this wonderful, wonderful Tuesday. And with that, of course, we are going to be getting into Tearless Tuesday after the main show. I don't know why I pronounce it like that, but welcome. You know who I am, but I gotta throw up that banner. Hang on. There we go. Of course, StreamYard has to make the text as minuscule as possible so that my my eyes that can't see as well can't friggin' see the layout. So, John, nice to see you. Nice to see you. So, here we are. So let's get into the show, shall we? The first thing that we have to talk about today is, of course, Spider-Man. So apparently a brand new day, Spider-Man brand new day set photos lead to massive video game inspired action scene speculation. Why don't we throw up a little bit of that MCU Weekly? Just like the smallest bit of MCU Weekly, and then we'll go back to your regularly scheduled programming. But apparently, we have some set photos to talk about. Very lovely. And it certainly looks like, as it says here, it certainly looks like some kind of action sequence is being set up as a shot spotlight police vehicles, ambulances, and what appears to be a very well-armed military-style helicopter. We're not sure who this chopper belongs to, but it is sporting the same eagle logo we have seen on the armored vehicles from previous set snaps. And with that, it might just be your boy Punisher, because it seems like the Punisher mobile, the tank he has, that it looked like he was riding it, or at least a stunt double was riding it. So it seems like that's the case. But yeah, look at this huge friggin' thing right here. Let's click on this and get there. It is got Eagle. Maybe Peacemaker cameo. Just kidding. But it looks like we have a heavily armored police officer. So this is a lot. This is a big action set piece. I have no friggin' idea what the hell they are planning here, but it's certainly big. And then, of course, you could see FDNY, NYPD, specifically NYPD, because I know that is a copyrighted logo, and the NYPD has been a little bit rickety rackety as of late in terms of people using their logo. Because I know that the Spider Verse, not the Spider, but I remember seeing somewhere that a non-multiversal movie used PDNY instead of NYPD, which I don't know. I find to be funny. But these are, um, ooh, these are our New York vehicles, and then apparently a bomb squad vehicle, and it looks like the shell of a helicopter has been seen on the Spider-Man Brand New Day set. And then yeah, people are like, "Hey, if we're gonna include all this, please let it be something like from the first Spider-Man game, where the crane went into all those buildings, and then those helicopters they got smacked down and all that." So that's obviously I'm not going to play this because of copyrighted stuff. But yeah, that I mean, I hope this is the case. I'm not gonna hold my breath for too long because I'm a bit iffy on this. I am a bit iffy on this. So obviously we'll have to wait and see. Like it is for everything. We do have to wait and see if this is like actually what it is. Yeah, we're trying to do earlier streams now. Brand New Day looks amazing. We might get get some of the best Spider-Man action scenes done in film. Thanos chopper that was already in Loki, so I don't know if they're going to bring that back again. Um, yeah, that could definitely be the case. Dan is going to come on soon. But for right now, it's just me. Um, but uh, but yeah. So Spider-Man Brand New Day, awesome to see. Love to see it. I just want it to be good. I just want it to be good. That's all I care about. I just want it to be good. But apparently, moving from one Spider-Man thing to another. Well, this isn't about Spider-Man Brand New Day, but it is about Doom. Doom, indeed. So possible spoilers. I doubt that. Um, so it seems like that uh in regards to James Mack, who is a name I have not heard of, he says that Holland Spider-Man will appear in the next Avengers movies, albeit not that much. He'd add that the wall crawler will have a protagonist role in Secret War, suggesting he'll have much more to do there, which makes a lot of sense considering he was a major part of the Secret Wars comic book uh arc run series, whatever it was. But yeah, I think that makes the most sense right here. And then, of course, Holland recently reunited with Robert Downey Jr. for collaboration, and it got removed from Instagram. Woohoo! But obviously, this stuff is going to be coming out soon, and people are playing in dishes in the background. So I apologize if you can hear that because nobody has respect for other people's stuff. Anyway, but that is it in regards to the Marvel side of things. And yeah, I mean, I could have given you that because I mean, I don't think Tom Holland was on one of the chairs for Doomsday, the whole chair thing. So yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense that he's not going to be in Doomsday, but he will be in Secret Wars. So yeah, that works. That definitely works. Now we move on to non MCU things. Let's just get back to this. Yes, there we go. Now we have to talk about something I really don't want to talk about, so let's get through it very quickly. It's Tron Ares. Oh, great, cool, awesome, wonderful. Um, But yeah, so Tron Ares is going to be coming out in a couple days to the happiness of like two people. Um, but apparently the first reactions, of course, they're going to be bloated and amazing, and everyone says it's the greatest thing ever. Because why the fuck would they say it sucks? Because these are the people that like got like screenings way ahead of time, and so yeah, I think I think that makes sense. Yeah, so actually, hang on a second. I'm actually very curious about something. There we go. Okay. So Tron Ares, it says what many have been seeing. Tron Ares features a very topical story about mankind's interaction with artificial intelligence and stars Jared Leto as a sophisticated AI program who leaves the digital world to complete missions in the real world. So, of course, it's joined by Evan Peters, Jodie Turner-Smith, Gillian Anderson, and then, of course, Jeff Bridges returns as Kevin Flynn. So this Daniel Baptista, the Tron Ares is thrilling, pulse pounding, and a visual spectacular. The real star of the show is the mind melting soundtrack by Nine Inch Nails, which methodically matches every moment. Story may be simple, but the IMAX experience more than makes up for it. We need to see a sequel. Tron Ares is as basic gets, bare bones, straightforward story, emotions, and characters, which is fine, but it has really fun visuals and a very propulsive soundtrack, and just enough Tron legacy to keep fans interested. Enjoyed it more than I didn't. Tron Ares is extraordinary in every way. It fuses the tech of Tron with the real world to mind blowing results, more practical stunts, and more epic sci fi action. A visual spectacle that must be seen in IMAX and non-stop action-packed feast for the scenes. Senses? Scenes. I thought it said senses. I'm like, no, it says scenes. And I'm like, oh, senses. There we go. Tron Ares is visually stunning, and the Nine Inch Nails track goes so hard. The story's middle portion is pretty thrilling and engaging before it gets a bit bogged, with a supporting cast saddled to expositional efforts in the third act. If you're going, it's an IMAX must. It's just like what I find so funny about this is like the concurrent thing is like, yeah, it has no fucking story, but like it sounds and looks good. It's like, okay, is there any way I could just like play? I feel like I could just mute the movie and then just play the Nine Inch Nails soundtrack on beat, and then boom, there we go. That's the movie. Why do we need to see or hear anything else? Tron Ares aesthetics are slick, radical, and eye-popping, and the Nine Inch Nails score are new club classics that complement the visionary bedazzlement. Tron Ares was everything I could have wanted from this franchise, a certified banger. Tron Ares is pure visual noise. It borrows tropes from every great AI sci-fi movie, but never digs deeper than the surface. It's stylish, has awesome action, cool ideas, but emotionally empty. Empty. Thank God for the Nine Inch Nails score, which truly is the saving grace alongside Greta Lee. Yeah, of course. So yeah, I think that's pretty much the concurrent thing where it looks cool, it sounds great, and that's kind of it. Even from and has some good action. So I guess that's like something if that's what you're looking for. But if you want something a little bit more with a little bit more commentary, with a little bit more under the surface, I would say look for, something else. Obviously, that's not the last we hear from Honka Honka over here. But a lot of these people are saying Tron Ares lives up to the hype. Tron Ares franchise entry checks all the boxes of a legacy sequel, looping through past installments and setting up future notes. The grid is what made so many of us fall in love with the franchise, and it still rules, even though the grid is barely in the movie, but whatever. It stands as a decent, heartfelt evolution of the Tron franchise. The previous films have their fans, not enough to justify their budgets, perhaps, but they're out there. It's hard to imagine any of those fans getting excited about the most generic Tron yet. How does it compare to the other two Tron movies? Here we are with a new adventure that's better than its predecessor, and which suggests that it's more life. There's more life in this IP yet. It doesn't take the big swings of 2010's Tron Legacy, but it honors both the film and the 1982 original by finding a new spin on the idea of life inside a computer. And then special effects, eye candy buffet, dazzling effects. New lighter light skimmers look amazing racing through real city streets. Visually, the first two Tron films were incredibly groundbreaking in their own time. Tron Ares doesn't have a lot going for it, unfortunately, but the way it integrates grid components like light cycles and recognizers into the world is undeniably awesome and gorgeous. I would say work on your run-on sentences, my guy. Yeah, and it looks stunning, coolest looking film all year. Does it have great action sequences? Set pieces are another big win. Jared Leto, the role demands flatness and Leto delivers that with precision. Oh, that is good. That is
I mean, he's a producer on the movie, so
beautiful.
I am. You know what I am? Because I have. It was before I got on the show. I was like, it's time to go mobile. So yes. Hello. I'm in a bit of a low light situation here. Yes, here I am. There he is. Okay. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing the movie. Oh, here comes John. Sorry. Oops. Welcome back. I was gonna say, John, Jared Leto looks like no, it's all good. Oh, a little more light. Yeah, Jared Leto, what else can you expect? He did push for this movie. If it wasn't for him, it wouldn't really have been made. So I think I'm looking forward to seeing it, even if it was just for the soundtrack. Yeah, and you know what, Caleb? Yes, how dare we diss Jared Leto? How dare we? Um, oh, hi Anthony. Hello. Cool. Cool. I mean, I think I've run out of things to say without having seen the movie. I mean, this is okay stuff, you know. Sasha Calle, the
pretty
Supergirl
much.
movie.
And then, of course, we also have the actual Rotten Tomato score, which is at 55%. Yeah,
Dude, this
about
was okay.
halfway
So
there. Top critics, it's even worse. So
it was
that's
over 60% earlier. So I guess it was a passing grade until
I
guess they got a
know
few more
Jeremy
reviews.
Johns gave it like a I won't remember this in T-1 day. Yep, already forgot. So sounds about right.
I mean, are you gonna go see it, John?
No, fuck no, I'm not seeing this trash. I'm gonna see hopefully I'm gonna see Good Boy. If it's still in theaters, I don't know. It only had one showing and I wasn't allowed to see it this past weekend. So hopefully by this coming weekend I will be able to see it. I gotta check tomorrow because it doesn't update until Wednesday, the movie time. So we'll see. Hopefully I can actually see it and not just on streaming, but and whatever else is coming out soon. I don't know what else is coming out soon, but just not this trash. Maybe I'll catch up on some other stuff I need to see in theaters.
I mean, I'll just say for what it's worth, the reviews are saying Greta Lee is a great lead, like for the movie. Like she does a good job in her role, which we'll see. We'll see. I'm gonna go check it out, so we're gonna talk about it. But and Anthony, to answer your question about the Smashing Machine not doing well, I think Dwayne Johnson is genuinely when he says that it changed his life and he learned a lot from it. I think he's being genuine about that. It's not idiotic. I don't think he's lying about it. I mean, it's just it's not a movie that was made to make a ton of money. It's an A24 movie that's a biopic. It's not, I mean, just because The Rock's in it. I mean, also Dwayne Johnson doesn't quite draw the way that he used to at the box office. So yeah, but I think he's being genuine about it. He went through a huge transformation himself. So yeah. And hello, Ron. How are you doing today? How are you doing from the other side of the Canadian border? The side that Wolverine made sure X-23 and everybody got to. So we appreciate that. Too bad the Queen of England won't be able to see the Smashing. I don't actually get that reference. I don't know what you're getting at here, Caleb. Kevin saying people will go see Tron Ares at the theaters. All right. Okay. Cool. Well, I mean, Tron, look at it. We're at the part of the year where you're gonna see a lot of movies that are looking for awards contention. So Tron Ares is one of those movies it's gonna get off to a good start, I think. And how well it does after the first weekend, we've talked about it all year. That's gonna be the key. But you know what? You're not wrong, Kevin. He's got the live action Moana. So. And we saw those photos. I mean, he's.
I mean, if
about as
Moana
close-
2, which was like mid at best,
Yeah.
apparently, according to a lot of people, like made like millions and hundreds of millions of dollars, then I guess the remake has nothing to worry about.
Yeah, no, I think it'll be fine. Plus, he did a great job of transforming for the movie, like just becoming as close to Maui as you can, and then of course slimming out for Smashing Machine, and
Ooh,
then
Zelda
he's
making
talking.
a cameo.
Yeah, she's in the background, and then she and I will kind of I can yeah I'll get into more of about Zelda in a bit. Oh, hi, she's bringing me a ball to barter with. Yeah, Zelda wants her TREATS. So anyway, I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, Dwayne Johnson's working on another movie with Benny Safdie, right? So was it Lizard Music? I think they announced
Yeah,
the other
lizard
day.
music.
That looks
Where he
fun.
plays a 70-year-old character named
Yeah.
Chicken Man.
Yikes. Yeah. Well,
We'll
we'll see.
see.
We'll see how it goes. We'll see
Well,
how it goes.
because usually when duos get broken up, usually like one does like really well and then the other like sucks. Because it's just like, so we'll see if Josh Safdie can fare any better with the ping pong movie. So
You know, we're gonna get into that a little bit later,
we are
actually.
gonna get into it.
Yeah.
But
Um,
let's get into this first.
Dude, so over the
Because
weekend, wasn't it like Bond Day, like World Bond Day or something? So this is what.
yes.
Why don't you describe to us, John? Because I know you probably feel a lot more strongly about this than I do, even though I myself have a problem with it. But it was World
I don't
Bond
know
Day
the
over the
huge
weekend.
problem. It's just like it's okay. Now this is going to be a very weird, obscure reference. I don't know if anybody here is going to know what I'm talking about. Do you remember the movie Thank You for Smoking? It had Aaron Eckhart. It had William H Macy. It had David Kitchener, and a couple, and I think Maria Bello, Katie Holmes. Good cast. Great movie. It was. I think it was like one of Jason. If it wasn't Jason Reitman's first movies, it was like the one that like got notoriety. So William H Macy's character is this like over exaggerated, like hyperbolic, like progressive character that like is an overall like cowardice dorky like asshole, and there is literally an embellished joke in the movie towards the end of the movie. It doesn't spoil anything, but like the whole base is like, is this guy is like trying to get like cigarettes banned. Like he's obviously like, I want this thing on the packaging, I want to get them banned, blah blah blah. So there's this whole thing, and then at the end of the movie, he's like, "Yes, what I want to do is, I want to like rewrite history for the better." So you know all those pictures where you have all these celebrities smoking cigarettes? Well, we have special technology that can remove the cigarettes and replace them with something a little bit better, like maybe a candy cane or a lollipop or something that'll be, treated like better as the years gone. And that was treated like a fucking joke in that movie. Because wow, who would ever think to scrub something naughty from an image seriously? Well, don't you just love it when fiction becomes reality? Because that's exactly what happened here.
Yeah, pretty much.
So essentially what they did is they essentially took, instead of grabbing images where James Bond isn't holding a gun, if you're really against the idea of James Bond holding a gun for your posters on your service, but no, they don't do that because that would make like way too much fucking sense. So they went out of their way to scrub the gun out of posters, and when people were like, "Wow, that's beyond fucking stupid. Wow, that's really dumb and it makes no logical sense whatsoever." So of course Amazon backtracked fucking immediately because they're spineless cowards. But it's just like the way, and it's just like the way they're like, because that's not how you fold your arms, but that's the reason that he has that is because he's holding a gun. So that's, it's wrestling. So when he's not doing that, now you just have like this awkward way of like holding your arms, and it just like doesn't make sense. So I don't know. I just find it to be like funny more than anything because of one, that thank you for smoking bit eventually becoming reality, and then
No, and then that's a good point
and
too,
then like
Tony.
everyone being
The
like,
logo is
wow, this is
still
beyond fucking stupid, it makes no sense.
yeah.
And you know, like people of course here like making fun of it, and
The baguette, yeah, that's the best one.
it's just like it's just so funny to me, because it's just like, here's the thing. What was the plan here? I'm just trying to think. I'm not like angry or anything. I'm just trying to think of it logically from Amazon's point of view. Okay, so what exactly? And people are like, "Oh no, it'll be fine." Yeah, okay. No, James Bond is dead.
Well,
Consider
I
this
mean, here's
mercy.
the thing. This is
Exactly.
more.
In the that's what Tony, both
Yeah.
Tony and Caleb said this. The 007 logo has a gun in it. You can see it right there. I can't zoom in any further, but you could see it right there. It's a gun.
Let's zoom
so
into
it's like,
this right there.
What do we, what? It's just like from a logical point of view. Okay, let's just say you're one of the like 2 people on planet Earth that has no fucking clue what James Bond is. You have no idea who this character is, what he is, what it's based on, blah blah blah. You don't know anything. And you're scrolling through Amazon. So you're not one of these like tribes in like on like an island somewhere or anything like that who have not touched like the world ever. We're not talking about them. We're just like, you have internet access, you're aware of that, you're aware of pop culture, you've never heard of James Bond before. So you're going and you look at this image and you see nothing wrong with it, and you're like, cool, okay, I'm gonna watch whatever this Dr. No thing is. And then but like you click on it, and then you watch an action movie with guns, and you're like, what? This has guns in it? Like, who are you trying to fool with this? Like, obviously they're gonna click on the movie and watch it and see that it has guns in it. Are you just trying to save like the children? Like, again, is this like another thing of like, oh, save the children, protect the children? Yet, number one, these motherfuckers, this happened with YouTube with the whole like ID verification bullshit. You have a separate kids version. Amazon, Netflix, YouTube, they all have separate kids versions for kids to watch whatever programming they want to watch. So who's oh my god, if a child sees a gun, they're gonna fucking have an epileptic seizure and keel over. I just don't get it. I don't like, I'm trying to think of it like from a logical point of view, from like the kid's point of view to like an adult's point of view who's never seen. I can't wrap my head around the idea of all of this. I don't know. It seems crazy to me. It just seems crazy to me.
Yeah, no, it's kind of wild because I was like, why? Like, it didn't make any sense. It's just, I'm trying to think of an analogy, right? It's like we were comparing Batman to James Bond the other day, and I guess for the sake of argument, it's like, imagine if they went in if on HBO Max and Warner Brothers all of a sudden took out the bat symbols from like every Batman poster, or
because
the cow.
bats can kill people.
Apparently, like or give you rabies, like something like that. It would just be, it's like, it's so set. It's like, it doesn't make any sense. And it's just, and like, it's such a dumb decision. Like whichever executive made this decision was, yeah, probably just really blind to the fact that, A, it's just stupid, and B, we live in
At
the
least,
world that we
okay,
live
I
in
will
today.
say this. At least Steven Spielberg said he regretted it and then implemented the guns back in I think it was one of the Blu-ray releases. So there is that. I'll give them
Because the
that.
thing is, it's like, I just don't understand. Like, I literally don't understand the reasoning. Because here, like, I'll give you a couple examples. This kind of thing like has happened with movies in the past. I mean, I'll give you some examples from like from Indian cinema, where, for example, they changed the name of a movie. Like, there was a movie called Billu Barber, like the word barber. Billu is like the name of the main character. And there was some kind of controversy, and they changed the name of the movie to Billu. So, like, literally took the word barber out of it. I forget exactly what was the reasoning. There's also been like, other situations where, due to sensitivities, like so in India, like for example, in Indian cinema in general, anytime you portray smoking, you have to put like a disclaimer on the screen. Takes away from the viewing experience because it's just sitting there right in front of you, but like this isn't that. Like I don't understand, like I don't get it. Like again, like you can do like Tony was saying, like a parental thing where there's a code and only people over the age of 18 can watch Bond stuff, but it's prevalent everywhere else. I mean, you can't control like every picture of a James Bond holding a gun, everywhere on the internet. So it just was such a dumb, stupid decision. I'm glad that it finally, I mean, they came to their senses pretty quickly, but I hope somebody got fired over this because this is not a good look for them trying to get a new James Bond, in front of us, hopefully within the next couple of years, because it also gave the internet, of course, endless opportunities to do other memeable content. Because it's also, you could tell in some of these, like they're extending the hand out of the poster, and some of them had literally just painted over a new hand. I wouldn't be
Like
surprised.
Spectre, he has a gun
Yeah,
holster and there's no gun.
there's no gun. It's like I wouldn't
Like
be surprised if
GoldenEye,
one of
like
these.
what is he like
Yeah,
doing here?
like maybe he has like six knuckles. Like if they use AI to do it or something like that. Like I don't know. It's just I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah. So, but anyway, I mean, this was wrong. I'm glad they fixed it real quickly. Don't understand the rationale. Never will. So, well,
Yeah,
you guys let us
I
know what
mean,
you
I
think.
agree. It's like the dumbest thing ever, and
Yeah.
it just from a logical point of view, it just doesn't make any sense at all.
Yeah.
So,
Yep. Anyway, moving on.
moving on. Apparently, Ridley
Oh, my face
Scott.
is real big on this today. Okay, cool.
Oh, whoa! You okay?
I'm okay. I'm okay. Go ahead.
But Ridley Scott, yet another old man yells at cloud moment, from Sir Ridley Scott.
I mean, he's been outspoken for a long time, but this was because he starts off well, but then things get like a little like old man screaming at the sky, sort of like just John. Yeah, just why don't you just walk us through because
so
it's kind of infuriating because I'm like,
so
really, bro? Anyway,
so I just love and I love how this headline phrases it. So Ridley Scott says Hollywood is so drowning in mediocrity, which I do kind of agree with. Like it feels like we're getting more like lowest common denominator drivel than anything. But the thing is, and the problem is that the really great stuff like that you want to see maybe isn't like prominent as like a superhero. I get that. I 100% get that. And you got to dig deep to find the stuff you like. But it's just like I love how the second half is just like he's been forced to. We can't see it, Dan, because the green screen is in the way.
sorry, I was trying to
He's
show
been
Zelda, but she's
forced, not like he wants to or prefers. He's been forced to watch his old movies. He's like, I like them, so I'm gonna keep watching those instead of the new shit. And it's like, bro, you didn't have to like say anything at all. Like, I mean,
It's like if you go through the quote, John, I think the quote is hilarious because it's like I don't think he hears himself saying what he's saying because he's like, back in my day kind of thing, and then he goes into like the whole. I'm like, I can't believe I made that shit. Like literally, like you see that paragraph right there at the bottom. That's the best part of this whole like the quality of movies that are made today, literally globally millions, not thousands, millions, and most of it is shit. And he's like, he added that too often if they're saved by digital effects. Okay, which is they gotta have a great thing on paper first. So you're saying people need better scripts. Cool. And I think he's mostly talking about commercial movies, not like, for example, like, movies that win awards, I guess. Hello, Patrick, and hello, Monique. But he's just like, I watched Black Hawk Down the other night, and I thought, how in the hell? What did you say? Wait, how in the hell did I manage to do that? But I think occasionally a good one will happen, and it's like a relief that there's somebody out there who's doing a good movie. And then he talks about Gladiator, John. It's like, yeah, is there a better, bigger example of?
I just love it. It's like I like my movies are great, mediocre slop. And it's just like, bro, you made Gladiator 2, which is essentially like, I mean, I liked that movie a lot. I thought it was a great movie on its own, but like, not a lot of people did. And a lot of people would call Gladiator 2 mediocre slop. So I'm just saying, the call's coming from inside the house, Scott. So, yeah. No. Not no. Tarantino would be like, go more, like talk, inflate your ego more. Also, feet. But I will say I like Ridley Scott's modern movies. I liked Napoleon. I understand it had a lot of problems, but I still liked it. I thought it was great. I thought Gladiator 2 was great, but like comparably to his other films, no, they're not nearly as good.
Thank you for the super chat, Jacob. Thank you.
I think, but it's just like here, I do kind of partially agree with him. Like, there's a lot of mediocre stuff right now because that's what's safe, that's what sells, that's what makes money. So, I think he is partially right, but the thing is, he didn't need to add in the fact, like, oh yeah, I watched my own movie and I thought it was fucking fantastic. So it's just like, I don't know. I just think that that's kind of silly. Thanks for the super chat, though. We appreciate it. But it's just like I just find that part pretty funny in that respect, at least. But but yeah. I just thought that part of it was like really, really funny.
Yeah. It's just it's that thing of like, I think he started off on the right track, but then he eventually sort of just veered off into, oh, like back in my day, we used to make some good movies. I made a few good ones myself. I can't, pat on my back, because I think he's making some good points. It's just like, like if he stopped a few paragraphs sooner, because it's also like, everybody has a different taste in movies. Like, not everybody's gonna want to go see Gladiator or Predator or or Alien movies. Some people just want to go see a Marvel movie every once in a while. So
now we have Mirror World Dan, we have Dark Dan.
I'm in the dark dimension. Yes, I am.
He's calling the kettle black when he's hit over the head with a frying pan. Ouch.
That's perfect. Love it. Love it. Ay. Yeah, this is, I mean, look, it's he's been knighted. So Sir Ridley Scott, why don't you do a few things to help out the youngins? Maybe teach them how to make less mediocre movies. Yes, I am the shadow. I am the knight. No, we won't talk about that. It's like, John, like my lighting setup is just making you look like you're in broad daylight right now.
Yeah, I know. And all I have is a desk lamp, but I can like turn myself off and
No, you're good. Oh, okay, we can just completely
it's so bright on my screen right now. It's just because like we're staring at
it's all good. I like it. This is After Dark. This is an X-Files kind of a look. We need where's the music? We have the music somewhere.
It's yeah.
I especially loved in the intro where there's like this guy just like floating, that like the dead dude kind of thing.
Yeah, but Ridley Scott, I think you need to calm down. I think you need to have your oatmeal, go to bed at 4 p.m. and just like let the adults take the work. Okay. Okay, buddy. It's okay.
Alfred Hitchcock would be proud, Dan. I know. This is exactly what I'm doing, because the ghost of Alfred Hitchcock visited me at night after twilight, and yes, yeah. I'm not gonna whistle right now because that might set off a corgi, but yes, exactly, Tony, absolutely. Cue the whistle.
100%.
Cool. So oh god, even brighter. Okay, vampire. But while Ridley Scott was stroking his ego a little, I think accidentally, We have some other news to get into, John. We got a bit more to talk
Yes,
about here.
but speaking of superheroes are mediocre, well, Elizabeth Olsen has a bit to say about that. Elizabeth Olsen acknowledges superhero fatigue, says she would return to the MCU even though she got crushed. These movies aren't for critics; these movies are made for fans. Well, your fans are telling you that you're making shitty ass fucking movies, but that's beside the point. You know, I
We
mean,
got Jacob, another super chat. Hannibal and Matchstick Men are amazing. Go check them out. It's interesting. Oh God, it burns. Nope, it's all good. It's all good.
all right.
Somebody turned the lights on. Now I look
get it.
very red.
Oof.
Yeah. Hey, Steven.
Oh god, I have like a pounding headache right now, so I gotta do the DJ thing where I don't have the headphones above my head.
Morkatna's jumping ahead. All right, we're gonna get to that, Morkatna. We're gonna see, now I'm orange. I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll get
All right,
there
Dan.
eventually.
Now you have to be overly racist and run the country into the ground.
Yikes! Things have gone down so. We just went downhill so fast on this
I
topic.
had mac and cheese, but I did get over the weekend. I did get this taffy. I got like 2 big bags. I wanted to try it from this place called Taffy Shop. It's really good.
That looks nice.
This is just one of the, because I wanted to organize them by flavor and I didn't have enough bags, so I put 2 of every flavor in one. But I had, these are caramel, apple, and s'mores, and I have tons. I have like 6 bags. Oh, it's tough.
Anyway, well, I was gonna say just Elizabeth Olsen, I think, has a much oranges than you, Dan. Thank you. You guys get creative, please. The whole idea of superhero fatigue, I think it is valid to a certain degree. It's not just about mediocrity anymore. I just think the barrier to entry for every movie, including superhero movies, is a bit higher. Like people don't just want to, average origin story that they've seen a million times. It's not as novel anymore. So yeah, I mean, and then it's also true that these movies aren't always for critics. Not always true. There's been a few, of course. Black Panther was nominated for Best Picture. The Dark Knight, of course, won an Oscar for Heath Ledger. Joker. There's many examples. So yes, these superhero movies can be for critics just as much as they are for the fans, but more often than not, they're for the fans more so than for the critics. But you can point to 8 out of 10 superhero movies in the past. I want to say like 10 odd years, and the majority of them have really good critics reviews too. So, I mean, there's a nuance to this. I just feel like she had a more balanced take than what Ridley Scott said, which was just sort of shitting on everything going on in the world today. I mean, he basically said the millions of movies people produce, the majority of them are shit. I mean, no duh. Like, it's also a little harsh because not everybody has $300 million or $200 million to make the movies that you do that don't make a ton of money anyway. Like, it's just goes off budgets. So, but oh snap, John, burn. There we go.
I don't know what people are talking about right now.
I don't know. Okay. Yeah, but I think we have sort of reached the end of our conversation with this one. Good luck, Ridley Scott, with the next Gladiator movie. I think he said he's working on, and I'm pretty sure we're gonna get Scarlet Witch back in one of the next 2 Avengers movies. So, good luck to both. And we'll be watching. Of course, we'll be watching.
Well, we go from one great director to another. We got Michael Mann.
This was big news today, John. Michael Mann's remember how Warner Brothers and Michael Mann had kind of reached an impasse, if you want to call it that, where they were like, we ain't giving you the money you're asking for. It's just not going to work for us. And honestly, Warner Brothers is a studio that has done well enough at the box office this year that who's to argue with that? But with Leonardo DiCaprio circling the picture, Jerry Bruckheimer producing, John, and Scott Stuber, who used to run Netflix, it looks like United Artists have picked up the tab. Like, this movie's going over to Amazon MGM, so kind of a similar situation to Highlander. If you remember when Lionsgate were working on it, and like it seemed like they just didn't want to put up the money, and Amazon was like, we got money. We want franchises. And so Michael Mann's taken it over to United Artists. And at this point, it looks like Leonardo DiCaprio is more or less not confirmed yet. They're still talking, but there was weeks of negotiation leading up to this. So chances are that they're going to start to bring other people on board at this point. John, what do you think about this?
I think this is interesting. I've heard that the book is amazing, so I think that we'll be getting great things from this. One can only hope that Michael Mann still has it in him, because the last movie he made, I think it was Black Hat, and that was like considered like okay, but not amazing. But I don't know. I obviously will see it, like, but I mean, Heat is amazing, and I've heard that the book for this is amazing. So let's see if we could actually
Monique is not
get a
wrong.
good
Look,
adaptation to this.
Amazon wants IP, not only IP but nostalgic IP in the sense that there's a pre-built audience. I'm not sure how many people will go see Heat 2, but obviously Val Kilmer is no longer with us, so Leonardo, DiCaprio is going to be playing the role that Val Kilmer played in the original movie. So that's ideally what
And
we're looking
then
to do
I've
here.
heard
So
Adam Driver, Bradley Cooper were considered as well. I think there were a couple other people that were also considered as well. But so if you don't know what the book was about, the book published in 2022 jumps between two time periods. The first following Shaharless as he tries to evade the LAPD, and Hannah following the bank robbery gone bad, and which moves forward into a new territory in the tri-border zone in Southeast Asia. The second storyline takes readers back to Chicago in 1988 when Macaulay, Shaharless, and their Highline crew are taking scores on the West Coast, the U.S.-Mexico border, and in the Windy City. At the same time, Hannah is cutting his teeth as a rising star in the Chicago Police Department, chasing an ultra-violent gang of home invaders. So it's kind of going back and forth. I think it's definitely interesting, and I find it kind of ironic that out of all the people that are still alive, the one person, spoiler alert for Heat, the one person that actually stayed alive from that crew is the guy who's dead in real life. So go figure. But I'm sure. I mean, Val Kilmer was absolutely excellent in this movie. So Leonardo DiCaprio has big shoes to fill, but he's great in everything. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure when they made the first movie, they weren't planning on, potentially doing a sequel this many years later, but also, for Val Kilmer to not be around. It's just things happen, but I mean, I'm sure, Leonardo DiCaprio will do a great job. And yeah, you couldn't really get a better replacement. I mean, honestly, Leo is a better actor than Val Kilmer in a lot of ways. And that's nothing against the portrayal that Val Kilmer did back in the day. But the biggest thing here is Amazon sweeping in again, saying, you want more money? We will pay you more money. However, there's been a lot of situations like this in recent years when Martin Scorsese got paid, he made The Irishman for like $300 million, didn't get a single Oscar. And then we saw, of course, St. Martin Scorsese spent over $300 million making Killers of the Flower Moon, did not make money, or only not enough to be profitable. We have seen Napoleon, speaking of Ridley Scott, that did not make enough money. So it's just Heat 2. It's kind of hard to thread that needle between like that nostalgia sequel that also happens to connect with the audience today. And if the book is great and Michael Mann still got got the stuff, then we'll see. We will see. But John, this is a play for just Amazon getting a hold of an IP that, as of right now, I think United Artists are meant to, so they're gonna finance and distribute. I don't know how this affects Warner Brothers' involvement overall, but we'll see. It will be interesting to say the least, and we'll keep an eye on it, see how this develops. But you guys let us know in the comments what you think about it. And of course, we will keep an eye out to see when we get more casting announcements. Like you said, John, there's a number of big names, already circling the movie. So we'll see how it develops. I'm sure, eventually when the trailer comes out, it may or may not impress. We'll just have to wait for that. But in the meantime, guys, we have to get into some movie talk madness because there's a few trailers, I believe, we got to talk about. John, let's go through it one at a time. I know that you're going to be a lot happier about one over the other. The first one is The Witcher Season 4. The official trailer dropped. And yes, Hemsworth, he's dropping a few f bombs as the new Gerald. Honestly, to me, it's it doesn't have the pizzazz of Henry Cavill, but if this is a one season thing where they're just wrapping things up, I do not
I
mind.
think they
I'm not
said
the,
they're gonna do
you know,
this, and I thought it was gonna be 5 seasons where they do this and then one more, and
okay, well, I
then
mean,
they're done.
that's fine by me. Like, but then again, look, I'm not the biggest fan of The Witcher, and I'm okay with the look. I mean, Liam Hemsworth basically looks like Henry. Okay, I'm gonna get roasted for saying he basically looks like Henry Cavill. He doesn't, but I'm like, he's got the look of the character down. And the trailer, it was okay, like that's I don't know. Did you get a chance to see it, John? What do you think?
I don't know. I don't really care about The Witcher anymore. Like I gave up. Like season 1 was like so good, and then season 2 just dropped off so hard. So, um, so I just have no interest in this. Even before Henry Cavill left, I'm just like this shit. Like season 2 was just so not good. It was just not. It's just not good, and I kind of gave up after that. So I don't know how The Witcher season 3 was. I don't know if it was great or bad or what, but yeah.
Look, it's just gonna be a matter of let's wait and see how it turns out. Maybe it'll be good. If it ain't good, then it ain't good. But I'll give it a chance. I might drop out after a couple episodes, but we'll see. But John, that's not the only trailer we got today to talk about. I know
Hmm.
you are excited about Predator Badlands, and
Yes.
I think the final trailer for this movie was just superior. Like we get to see so much stuff. There's a couple of
Hmm.
reveals in it. You get much more of the action sequences. You get to see that Elle Fanning's actually playing two different characters. Valen
That is
Yutani, of
partially
course.
why I didn't watch the trailer, because I
Okay.
feel like this was a trailer that
It's
ruined a lot of stuff. So I want to keep
it's
it.
one shot though. I will tell you this much, like it's more revealing for sure, but it doesn't give away the whole plot. Not as far as I can make it out to be. I will say though, there is the whole thing of it's a PG-13 movie.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing.
I
I
don't
did want to
know,
talk
like
about that because initially when I heard
yeah.
the news, I'm like, what? And then I'm like, but when you think about it, it makes sense, because here's the thing: what's prohibiting a PG? What is prohibiting something from becoming an R rating? There's a lot of different things. There's a lot of different machinations on
Thank you,
how.
Tony.
Um, well, we don't know until we see the movie, but it's just like I try to avoid final trailers because they tend to quote unquote ruin the movie, and I don't want to do that. So, okay, here's the thing. I will say this: the vibe I get from this trailer is that it's going to be bloody and violent and fucked up and all that shit. Here's the thing, though. I'm like, oh, PG-13, that sucks, blah, blah, blah. There are no humans in this movie. There is only the only human-esque character that we get or we know of so far is Elle Fanning, and she's a Wayland Yutani synth. She's a robot. Like she bleeds milk. Essentially, that's what it is. Like the synth fluid, which it looks like milk. But the thing about that is, with their no being human, the reason that our movies are as violent as they are is because there's always a shit ton of red blood, human blood. And that's why this will be PG-13, because there's no humans in it. So who's bleeding? All the monsters who have like black blood, green blood, blue blood, blood that does not resemble human blood. Now, the reason I know this is because it's because I remember a video on this way back when. I remember it was a Paul Walker movie called Running Scared. And there was a scene that was filmed in an ice rink, and it was shot with like black light, And the director was worried this is what was going to get them an NC-17 or an X rating. I don't know. Yeah, it was an NC-17 rating because it was the most bloody, violent part of the movie. However, the reason that it wasn't was because it was filmed under blacklight. And because it was filmed under blacklight, the blood looked black. Hence, it didn't go into that overly fucked up territory of NC-17, so it gave them an R. It's because the rest of the movie is pretty bloody and fucked up, but the bloodiest scene in the movie, the most violent scene in the movie, it didn't give them that NC-17 rating because it was black blood. So that it's a stupid thing. It's a weird thing from the MPA. However, it's the reason that this is PG-13. I don't think it's going to be like, I don't think it's going to be, yeah, exactly. Because here's the thing. A lot of people don't realize you can get away with a lot of fucked up shit in a PG-13 movie. It's just people don't do that because they want to sanitize it for like teenagers and kiddos that can see it because it's more vast. Now with this, I don't have a problem with it being PG-13. I know a lot of people are gonna bitch, whine, and complain because I know friends of mine are gonna be like, "Oh, fucking Disney woke bullshit. It's gonna suck because it's PG-13." However, I think it's still gonna be excessively violent, excessively fucked up like the rest of the movies in this franchise. And with that, I think we're gonna be in for a lot of time. And I think it's gonna be fine. It's just the reason that it's not rated R is because of the human blood. And I think like it's the thing is, it's so funny. They're gonna dismember and rip apart and all this stuff. Oh, that's fine. That's fine. As long as it's not human blood, you're okay. Because that's the thing that always pushes it to an R rating. So the fact that we're not getting that, the PG-13, I don't think we have anything to worry about. Obviously, once we see the movie, I could be eating crow and fucking just it's gonna suck, but like I don't think it's gonna suck. Yeah, I think Alien versus Predator is PG-13, but that was made to be like PG-13. And the thing is, there were humans in that movie that died, and hence red blood. But meanwhile, we're gonna get excessive violence and excessive action in this movie. But the fact we're not getting that red blood means that it doesn't get that R rating. So I think Dan Trachtenberg filmed this like as excessive as he wanted, but the fact that we're not getting the red blood and the fact we're probably not going to be getting a shit ton of fucks because, again, he doesn't speak English because our protagonist is a fucking alien. So there's that too. So
it's like, Groot, we used to say, "I am Groot." We have no idea how many times he was dropping the F-bomb. So
there you go. There, boom. There it is. I know it's not the greatest movie ever, but like AVP is still a ton of fun. It's better than Alien vs. Hey, look at this. People are going to be like, "Oh, it's PG-13. Alien versus Predator fucking sucked because that was PG-13. Yeah, well, Alien versus Predator Requiem was fucking rated R, and that movie sucked harder than fucking AVP did. So shut the fuck up. I'm just going to say that. Just because it has an R rating doesn't automatically make it better. Just saying.
I think
suck it.
Yeah, no, I think that's a fair take. It just we'll have to wait and see. I mean, maybe the movie is terrible, for all we know, and maybe it's because
it could suck hard, but like I'll wait until I see the movie to make that judgment call. I just don't think it's anything that badly to worry about. It's not like it's going to be rated G. It's not like we're getting like a rated G Predator movie, which would certainly be interesting, but
was Prey rated R? I forget, like the one that was on Hulu. Am I forgetting?
Pretty sure that was rated R.
Okay. Look, it's.
I mean, did you see the scene where the Predator bathes in the fucking bear's blood? That alone would make it rated R.
That's fair enough. That's fair. That's fair. Well, you guys let us know in the comments down below what you think about it, because this looks fun. It looks fun. Well, it depends on if you have a taste for that kind of thing. But both The Witcher season 4 and of course Predator Badlands. We're looking forward to it. A movie, and of course a TV show. And with that, we're gonna wrap up Movie Talk Madness and move into, I guess we're not actually wrapping up Movie Talk Madness, John. Actually, we're going to dive into a review. So I'm going to set the table for you guys here. Yesterday, you guys might have seen this actually on the channel, because I posted my out of theater review. So AMC, of course, does this Screen Unseen. And if you guys remember what Screen Unseen is, like their mystery movie. You go see a movie, they'll give you the runtime, they'll give you like the time you want to show up to the theater. They won't tell you what movie it is. I kind of figured out pretty much going off the runtime. A lot of time people do figure this out that easily, that it was gonna be Roofman. So I was looking forward to it, and it was a movie that did not disappoint. It's not a movie that you're gonna go out there to watch it for the action, although there was a little bit of action. It's got like a humor, but it's also not like a super funny movie. It's more humor just from like Channing Tatum's character playing Jeffrey Manchester, a real person who was known as, of course, who was known as the Roofman because he was former military, wanted to make more money, that he was able to make the honest way, and he decided that he was gonna go and start robbing places. He's this very meticulous dude who's very perceptive, and basically he starts to rob McDonald's and Burger King's. And the reason why they call him Roofman is because he cuts a hole in the roof and goes in from the back, very politely escorts all the employees into the freezer for whichever restaurant he's at. Even tells gets them to put their jackets on so they'll be okay. But then he takes the money, and that's how he puts together enough money to get himself a big house. But then eventually he gets caught, because in one of the robberies somebody identifies him and kind of sees which direction he went. They have a physical description of the man, and then he gets caught. Then that's just the beginning of the movie, though, because then he escapes prison because he's very perceptive and very smart dude, and then he hides out in the same town in the Toys R Us. And that was some of the most fun parts of the movie, because you get to see a 90s Toys R Us. So like the kid in you sort of like, oh my god, that's what it used to be like, especially because Toys R Us doesn't exist anymore. So I'm sure they paid a hefty licensing fee to, I forget which company owns the rights to Toys R Us now. But the movie was fun. I mean, you get to see, a bit of a throwback to the 90s. And if you're a 90s kid like I am, like growing up in that era, and the early 2000s, because the majority of the movie takes place in the late 90s and early 2000s, again, based on real life events. And this guy, Jeffrey Manchester, he goes, of course he changes his name and stuff. And he falls in love with one of the people who work at the Toys R Us. Kirsten Dunst, of course, plays the role of Lee. I forget her full name, the name of the character, but she has like 2 daughters, a teenage daughter, and then also a younger daughter. He befriends them, he gets them presents and stuff, and then even gets the teenage daughter a car, and she wasn't even somebody who wanted to drive. And so he really integrates into the community. This all happens through the local church where Ben Mendelsohn is playing the pastor. And again, these are all real characters that, real people who these characters are based on. By the end of the movie, I'll spoil it for you guys, he gets caught again. So if you guys look up Jeffrey Manchester, who the Roofman was in real life, you'll know the story. And since then, in real life, he's tried to escape prison 2 more times. In fact, Lee ends up being the one who, helps him get arrested, because he's about to skip town. He's had one of his other former military buddies who does fake IDs, make him a fake ID, get him a plane ticket all the way to Venezuela and stuff. But he decides, he's a sentimental guy. Jeffrey is. So he decides, he's going to come back to say goodbye one more time. Around Christmas time, turns out it was the police set the trap, and they pick him up. But all in all, I mean, like Stanfield is in this. Like I said, Ben Mendelsohn. You got Juno Temple. She plays the girlfriend of Lakeith Stanfield's character, and he's the best friend of Channing Tatum's character. Peter Dinklage is of course the store manager. Every scene he's in is amazing. There's that moment in the movie where Jeffrey's taking like a shower literally in the bathrooms of Toys R Us because that's where he's living, and so he comes out like naked, and Peter Dinklage's character is coming in real early for his shift, and they don't show you the bulge side, but you get to see the butts. So it's funny. It's a fun movie. They don't really make out Jeffrey Manchester to be a particularly good guy. I think they give him a fair shake. Like, of course, they appeal to the humanity of the characters, but in the end, he's sort of accepting of the fact, look, I did bad things. I'm here because of the reasons, for what I did. Like, I deserve to be in prison and stuff. And you could then at the end of the movie you get to see some interviews from the actual people that the movie is based on, and then them talking about the events over the course of, I think the events of the movie take place over the course of like 6 to 8 years, from the late 90s to the early 2000s. It's a fun movie. It's 2 hours long. It's actually less than 2 hours if you don't count the credits. It's a decent watch. If you go to the movie theater and you want to have a fun time, and you don't want to go see, let's say, Tron Ares, or you've already seen it, you don't want to see the Smashing Machine, you got out of the Taylor Swift film and stuff like that, but it's a fun watch. I would recommend you guys go see it. It's not a big movie, but you get to see Channing Tatum, who, quite frankly, wasn't a great actor when he first started, really make you, like, kind of like this character, even though he's clearly a really flawed character. The guy, like, just right at one point he robs a gun store to get a gun, and to then go rob the Toys R Us because he needs the money to get the fake IDs. But at the end, what gets him caught is he's not a cold calculating criminal. He's a calculating criminal. He's not cold. So it was a fun watch going in. I wasn't entirely surprised what the movie was, but yeah, his name is Jeff.
My name is Jeff.
Yep. Kind of ironic.
Like, he talked about that. I remember him talking about that, like how the Jeff memes came back full force because now his name really is Jeff. So
yes, exactly. It's a fun watch. It goes by pretty quickly. I never felt the time, and honestly, the chemistry between Channing Tatum and Kirsten Dunst was pretty gosh darn good. Like, I really felt for that. Like, obviously he's a criminal, he was gonna get caught, like, so again, they're not glorifying the criminal element of the movie, but they certainly make you relate to the characters. In the end, like, the real pastor, who's played by Ben Mendelsohn in the movie, he's like, yeah, he actually went and visited Jeffrey Manchester in prison, like, years after he was in there. He's like, look, he was surprised that they came over because he basically lied to them when he first walked into the church for a toy donation, and that's how he meets Kirsten Dunst's character and stuff. So it's you get to see these real people, like, talking about their life experience from now years ago. It's been like 20 years at least since the events of this movie actually took place, but I thought it was a fun film. As far as movies go that are based on real life events, I mean, Channing Tatum, clearly he's the star of the movie, and Kirsten Dunst does a great job as well. So highly recommend it. It's got an 82% Rotten Tomato score right now. Not too many reviews, but like I said, it's
apparently, by the way, I did look it up, and apparently the real Jeffrey Manchester is due for release in December of 2036.
He's due for parole, I think, in the movie. That they give you like a brief outline at the end, or release. I don't know. Like, they give you the total number of months he got sentenced for. So, like, he doesn't kill anybody throughout these robberies, but he is obviously sentenced to many months of prison. But yeah, it's a fun movie. Again.
Meanwhile, Diddy gets like what, 4 years? Yeah. Okay. Sure.
Yeah.
This guy fucking robbed McDonald's to fucking skirt by 45 years in prison. Diddy possibly diddled kids. Yeah. 2 years. Sure.
Yeah. Well, I mean, hey, the Jeffrey Manchester is still he's got his, like, daughters and stuff. He's got family out there in the world. So I don't know if he has any relationship with any of them, but this movie certainly was a fun watch. It was surprisingly, like, I saw the trailer, I was like, it looks fun, but maybe the movie could be boring. It wasn't. So I was happily surprised.
Yeah, so I'll probably go see Wolfman. I did want to see it. I thought it looked good.
There's actually some early screenings going on later this week, or maybe tomorrow, like Wednesday, and the movie comes out next week. So it's that and The Kiss of the Spider Woman are the two movies next week. So go check those out. But guys, let us know what you think about this. And of course, if you have seen the movie, let us know in the comments down below what you thought about Roofman. That was our review from AMC Screen Unseen. Fun experience. I haven't done many of those. So, and they basically play the same amount of ads that you usually would get. So you can walk in 20 minutes after the showtime and be okay, unless you want to watch the trailers. So, but there you go. All right. With that, John, I think we're going to move into the quicker part of the news before we get into DCU Daily proper. So let's do that, shall we? We got hi. I got a bub here. Let's do the quickest, John. Let's dive into it, shall we? Why don't you lead the way?
Well, first, gotta do that. I'll turn on my light. And apparently, Jesse Wigatow, hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, teases Daredevil forward again season 3. It's a new direction, but it is leaving a lot of what was built in seasons 1 and 2 behind. Okay. Hopefully, it's all the shitty things that sucked about them. So we'll see. We'll see if it's actually good, but I'm not holding my breath. Next up,
they're gonna get a season 3. It's basically confirmed. So there we go.
Disney Plus bringing back Marvel MCU series for another season. It's the Daredevil thing. Okay, I thought this was something else. Whoops, it is. But yeah, season 3, all but confirmed. Very cool. Next up, apparently we were talking about this a little earlier, but The Rock breaks silence on his biggest, I don't know if it's biggest, box office flop. But, he was just having this to say. He's like, from deep in my grateful bones, thank you for everyone who has watched The Smashing Machine. In our storytelling world, you can't control box office results. But what I realize you can't control is your performance and your commitment to completely disappear and go elsewhere. And I will always run to that opportunity. It was an honor to transform in this role. For director Benny Safdie, thank you, brother, for believing me. Truth is, this film has changed my life with deep gratitude, respect, and radical empathy. DJ. So, that's kind of nice to see. Hopefully he's learning and not being a fucking annoying piece of shit in the future like The Rock usually is. But I think I thought it was a great movie. It does have some problems, but I thought Dwayne did a very good job. I don't think it's Oscar worthy, but I do think he did do a very good job in comparison to the rest of his work, which is not saying much, but I think he did do a good job with everything that was honestly, you're probably right. I thought it was a good movie. I don't think it's deserving, like, especially with a lot of the crap he's done, like literally all the Fast and Furious movies and all that shit. So, he deserves bigger flops, but yeah. No Kevin Hart, pass. Yeah, but the problem is Red 1 had like a budget of like $400 million. So like, I don't know. Elite Easy. Hello. And also there's a doggo here. Dog.
Oh, hi Zelda. You say hi? Yeah? Okay.
There you go. Anyway, let's keep on going. Apparently 007 rumor reveals Amazon MGM's favorite for next James Bond actor. Spoiler alert, it's Jacob Elordi. Why? I don't fucking know, but like he's popular and not British, so fuck it, let's go for it, I guess. Because the last time a James Bond was not British, it totally worked out. Cough, cough, George Lazenby, cough, cough. Anyway, well, from the British Isles specifically, because Sean Connery was Scottish, Pierce Brosnan's Irish, so
yeah,
there's that. But still, like, guys, come on. Jacob Elordi's fucking Australian, for fuck's sake. George Lazenby was Australian. Like, I love On Her Majesty's Secret Service. That is a phenomenal movie, but he was the weakest part of it. He wasn't a bad Bond. He was just very weak in comparison to the rest of the movie. So, like, honestly, yes. Just don't have Emerald Fennell fucking directing it. How about that? Just keep her away. She's already ruining one book. Let's not have her ruin anymore. You know.
I mean, he fits the description. That's for sure.
But he looks like he looks like somebody like peeled his face, and then it like never went back into position. Like it looked like he's just like he looks like a Muppet.
Okay.
He you know, he's tall though. He's tall. Shit. Anyway. But apparently George Clooney refused to raise his kids in Hollywood because they were never going to get a fair shake at life. Moved to a farm in France where they don't give a shit about fame.
I mean, I wish I could afford that. You know, I wish I could afford that. I would love to do that, you know.
Why would you want to go to France? Gross.
No, I mean, I read it as like, oh yeah, if only every parent could do that, you know? Like, away from the fame, we're just going to move to a farm in France. Like,
have you seen the Speedo scene in Casino Royale?
Yeah.
Come on now. For shame.
Yeah.
Anyway. Cool, great, don't give a fuck. Rich people doing rich people things, great. You know, just Bad Bunny being based. Boom, 4 Bs. Bad Bunny being based. I don't really listen to this guy's music. It's just not personally for me. I don't really like that type of music. But I just love his.
He basically told
fucking.
Fox News, like, you have 4 months to learn Spanish. You know? Because I will be there at halftime. And I'm like,
pretty much it's
can't wait.
Yeah, you it's just like, oh, I can't speak Spanish. Okay, cool. You have 4 months, motherfucker. You can do it. We believe in you. You got a brain cell rocking around somewhere. You could probably do it. You got Duolingo. You got Rosetta Stone. They're still active. You can fucking do it. If you don't like it, guess who's playing the Super Bowl? Me. Guess who's not? You. So, you know, I love, honestly, I might just learn Spanish and just watch the Super Bowl, the halftime show, just out of spite, even though I don't give a flying fuck about the Super Bowl, how the Chiefs are going to fucking get in there again and all that shit. I don't give a fuck. I'll just watch Bad Bunny out of spite because spite fuels me. So.
Same. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna learn Spanish now.
I took a semester of it in college.
Yeah.
I don't remember any of it, but you know.
Yep. All right, let's keep on rolling.
But yeah. Anyway, A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms. Spring is coming on first post for HBO's Game of Thrones spinoff series, but apparently, it's gonna be a prequel, I assume. But it's going to be much smaller in scale than Game of Thrones and House of the Dragon. So, yeah. Jon Snow sequel series is well dead and truly in the water. So prequel stuff, just focus on prequel shit, and there you go. Well, okay. But cool. Great. Don't really care. I don't give a fuck about Game of Thrones. Anyway. But yeah. So yeah, cool, great, woohoo, awesome. Don't give a fuck. Don't. So, but Paramount CEO David Ellison has high hopes of using his attorney to lure Zaslav to sell Warner Brothers Discovery. This man just don't fucking quit, apparently. But you know, he's gonna try his darndest to make sure that he's gonna become the new Thanos of the movie studio world. Fine, I'll do it myself. He's gonna get Paramount, he's gonna get Universal, he's gonna get this, that, and the other thing until he's like, I own all of the movie studios, all the movies are under me, which is probably the scariest thought. Sure. Anyway, so that's my thoughts on this. Yawn. Anyway, just come back when you actually do something, buddy. Anyway, Matt Dillon to play Frank Stallone Sr. in Amazon MGM Studio. I Play Rocky. Cool, great. Can't wait to see it. Marty Supreme first reactions. Timothy Chalamet gives a career best performance in Josh Safdie's awe-inspiring ping pong epic. Not something I thought I would read today or this year, but you know. But it premiered at the New York Film Festival, and they called it an awe-inspiring cinematic tour de force featuring a performance of a lifetime from Chalamet. So we'll see how good this is, because they said the same thing about the Smashing Machine, and look how that turned out. So we'll see if the other Safdie brother can do a sports drama in ways that Benny could not. So Dan, what are your thoughts about Josh Safdie's ping pong epic Marty Supreme?
It was a surprise screening, although that seemed to be not a surprise to many people in the audience. They're over the moon about it. I mean, cool. I haven't seen it personally, but Timothy Chalamet is one of the best actors going, so we'll see. This is the other Safdie brother, right? We talked about Benny earlier, now Josh going on their own and making great movies. Good to see. It's good to see.
Yes. Then next up we have Resident Evil film from Zach Krieger. Severance breakout Zach Cherry, True Detective star Callie Reese joins Zach Krieger's reboot, as well as the Twisted Metal actor John O. Wilson has also joined the Sony horror feature. I'm still excited for this. I think it'll be great. I think Zach Krieger knows what he's doing. So I hope it's at the very least a pretty damn good movie. But yeah. I don't know if you have any thoughts on this, Dan.
I defer to you on this. I mean, so far they're making good decisions. So
yeah, I think hold on, I just need to check my Facebook to make sure that there's nothing up. And the next thing, apparently, this is George Clooney talking about Ocean's 14,
yeah,
which I think Steven Soderbergh said he was interested in, but obviously we will have to see. I mean, he's talking about it like, oh, it could happen, might not happen.
Well,
who knows?
So what he mentions here is that they just got the budget approved, I think he said, and they're looking to shoot in 6-7 months. Which I'm like, great, get it going.
6-7 months? Huh? I'm in it with the kids. 6-7. Ha ha. Anyway.
Yeah. Well, I can't wait for another Ocean's movie with Danny Ocean and the crew back. Unfortunately, not everybody's going to be back, but I hope they will pay tribute.
Did he fake his death? Because it was revealed he's dead in Ocean's 8. Or is that just like not canon? Does this happen prior to the events of? Who knows?
I'm gonna lean on the idea that
the meaning of life is 42, Caleb. 42.
I can't wait if this timeline holds. So.
Tisk. Well, yeah. I mean, there's a lot. I know Bernie Mac is no longer with us. Elliot Gould is still alive, though.
What about the? I forget that he played Rachel and Chandler's dad in Friends.
Brad Pitt? I don't know.
What?
I don't fucking watch Friends.
Okay, somebody in the chat will tell us. I'm sure you guys know who I'm talking about. He's another actor who is no longer with us. Yeah.
But speaking of people that are no longer with us, well, I thought was no longer. No, straight up, I thought Cyndi Lauper was dead. Not gonna lie, we haven't heard from her in like 25 years. So it's just like, oh, okay, she passed on. That's okay. I'm sorry for this. But so when I saw this, I was like, oh,
who told you that?
She's still kicking, and she has a Las Vegas residency now. So good for her. Congrats. Looks like she just wants to have fun.
I guess you could say, John, this girl still wants to have fun.
I fucking just said the fucking joke, Dan. I already did it, and then you did it like 1 second after. Like, damn.
Look, she still bops. Yeah, Cyndi Lauper.
I'm not saying she doesn't. I just thought she was dead. I'm sorry, Cyndi Lauper, but she looks amazing. Like, if this is like recent, this is a recent photo. She fucking looks fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking that exact thing, not with Ocean. I thought that it definitely feels like he would definitely fake his death. I see what you did.
Yep.
There you go. That was better. Anyway, congrats to Cyndi Lauper.
Yeah,
But that's
and
it for
happy
Quick
birthday,
Hits.
happy early birthday to Emo Nerd Girl.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The big 4-1. All right. What time is it, John?
It's time for you to get a watch. I'm not
Sorry, what?
apologizing.
Okay. Okay. Well, let us know what you thought about all that news, the quick hits as they were. Because John, I believe it's time for something special. It's time for the part of the show that everybody loves. It's time. It's where is it? It's
another project that's been blessed from the beginning.
There's the shot right there. That.
Okay, we don't need to see
right there.
Hey, buddy. Eyes up here.
Now you want to get nuts?
Let's get nuts. Here we go.
Victory mine. Ask me how am I doing? I'm telling you, really, I'm doing sublime. I never wait in a stewardess line. I just go do it. I'm moving my time. Really had nothing to do with it. How am I moving? I'm moving like you want to shine. Follow my lead. Don't listen to lies. I had to put me all in the line. That's why I know that victory's mine.
I prefer Jared Leto.
Hunka hunka.
Hello, everyone. Oh, hello. Welcome back. It's now DC time, folks. It is DC. Hello, John. Love to see you. I can't wait for you to take a walk on the wild side, the DC wild side, with us today. I don't know if it's wild. I mean, 2 days it's going to be wild because it's the season finale of Peacemaker. Hopefully, season finale and not series finale. But yeah, I think that's going to be pretty awesome. But thank you all for being here. But no hot takes. No, we don't have any hot takes today. But hello, M2G. Picture of a cock. Thanks, Elite Easy. But I don't know. Like, I don't know. I don't know about fucking Cyndi Lauper. I don't fucking listen to Cyndi Lauper. Okay, like why? Anyway, but Dan's here. Dan, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. MTG is here. And Tony, you know what? We asked for hot takes. We didn't get enough to do the entire segment. So there's a post in the community section. Go give us your hot takes. Then we'll bring them in the show. So maybe we'll do that tomorrow. But we'll get into the DC news today because, John, we do have a lot to get into. We're going to start off with some what we like to call DC quick hits because let's get the small stuff out of the way. It depends on what you think of as small stuff. And then we got some bigger stories. So let's start off here, shall we, John? Why don't you walk us through some of these quick hits? The only way that, Flurry would. Pelicans, ducks, parrots of the DC news.
Perfect. So apparently Superman and Peacemaker are currently trending as the number. Well, this is from 4 days ago, but 4 days ago they were currently trending as the #1 movie and #1 TV show on HBO Max. Just goes to show the popularity of the character. So for all the people that didn't want to see the former in theaters, they're like, well, you still have this, so that's pretty good. Dan, what are your thoughts on this?
I'm not surprised. It's Peacemaker is as hot as it's gonna get with the finale coming up, and it ties into Superman with the cameos that we have seen in the past couple of episodes. So it's timely and it's perfect. I don't know if that's still true today, but I know this was definitely the case over the weekend. I can't imagine it's gonna change given that we are getting the season finale this week. So good for DC. These are good results. And HBO Max is like the third biggest streaming service, more or less in the world. So this is just adds on top of that. So yeah, love it. At least top 5. Anyway.
But also, Apparently, DC reveals why Absolute Joker is fundamentally different from every other version, and not just because he's a literal monster, but apparently, they've revealed, by the way, that the Joker is like an actual fucking monster here. You got Veronica Cale, Rachel Gould, and all this other stuff, but apparently he's refined and dignified, and again, he never laughs. All right, that's
interesting. Cool.
So apparently he's just like the Heath Ledger Joker. Like, is that what they're trying to say here? He's a Joker that doesn't actually jokes and isn't funny.
What? I mean, Heath Ledger's Joker had a few jokes. He
just kind of laughed. Like that was like his thing. He just laughed, which is fine, I guess.
Yeah. Why so serious? Anyway.
But yeah, I don't know if you have any major thoughts about this, Dan, but there you go.
I thought this was interesting, and that's about all I can tell you. That's it.
Yeah, I guess it's kind of interesting. I'm gonna have some taffy.
Taffy's interesting too, actually. It's a good one.
Hold on, let me first do this. Make sure that everything is exited out. There we go. So somebody made
get in on John's
an Absolute Batman animated series opening, just like the Batman the Animated Series one was.
Way more impressive than the last story, because I love this. Still don't know what I think about the logo, but I like the look of it.
Why is he called the Joker then? Oh, it's irony. Okay.
Probably. What did you think about this, John?
Looks pretty cool to me.
Yeah. The brick house logo, I'm not sure about, but everything else. Yeah, Enterprise. Yeah. That.
I don't care what anybody says. Nobody on planet Earth can convince me that that's a good logo. I don't care what anybody says. Oh, but it's an axe. It's this. I don't care. It looks like shit. I don't care.
I agree. You don't have to convince me.
It's metaphorical. Me, Taserface. Anyway.
The first time I saw that was so distracting. Then I, learned to laugh at that joke. Anyway.
It is a metaphor. It's a metaphor, Brian. Anyway, moving on to the next thing. The Instagram post that doesn't ban me from seeing it, but apparently James Gunn says he doesn't understand why some DC fans are angry that some of us want the Reeveverse and the Gunnverse to merge. He's saying, Mr. Gunn, what do you think about people like Merger Bros? I mean, it's annoying they just can't accept we're getting two Batmans. I have no problem with people expressing what they want on both sides of this very not important issue, and don't understand the anger people are showing to each other about. It's like, no one can truly understand the anger of certain people when it comes to certain things, but it's still there. So here we are.
Yeah, I think this is just James Gunn being like, guys, we can all be friends. It doesn't matter all that much. I understand that some people
in
are
the
really.
End, it just didn't even matter. Anyway.
He's just doing the whole thing of like, I ain't gonna say yes or no. But we ain't planning on making it happen. But don't
apparently
fight over it.
Here's the thing. James Gunn did reveal on the podcast, I forget which episode. It was one of the season 2 episodes where he was like, yeah, I usually just get like an hour and a half to 3 hours per night because of like his fucked up sleeping schedule.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, it's not like anything like he can fix, like, because he's like, I tried Ambien, it didn't work. So I'm just comfortable with like only sleeping like 1 to 3 hours a night. And that's okay with me. So there is a canonical lore drop that James Gunn had that he in fact does not get a lot of sleep, and so it tracks that he didn't, you know. It's just like, and it's the fact that, like, you know, it's just like they just can't, like, until it's finally like, oh yeah, we'll do it. But like, it's just like, get over it. Get over it. Goddamn. Yeah, because he wants to do his own universe. Because I think that was one of the first things that James Gunn wanted to do, was like, he asked Matt Reeves, he's like, hey, do you want to combine the DC, what I planned for DC and your thing? He's like, no. So Alan Ritchson is absolute Batman. Like, if it, like, that's because he's like the size of a tank. Exactly. Green Arrow on steroids, which he does take 100%. Yeah, I don't get, like, honestly, that's going to be partially the reason why when they announced the DCU Batman, like, at this point, I don't care that Andy Muschietti's directing, which we will be getting into soon. I don't care who's playing him. I don't care. Like, honestly, once we get that, everyone can finally shut the fuck up about this goddamn merging shit. God fucking, I mean, that's probably true, but it's like, oh, he could get recat. Like, no, but like, still, that'll be I agree with Caleb. It'll be the day I celebrate, because fuck that, man. It's so goddamn annoying. Anyway, this isn't quick, so let's move on before it becomes even more not quick. But Blaine Arizak, Blaine Arizak, whatever. I don't think James Gunn intended this, but I love that I can watch all of the old DCU stuff. I don't know why you would want to end on Flash dealing with its timeline shenanigans, and now watch all of the new DCU stuff without really missing a beat. It's honestly quite clever laying it out like that. Well, I mean, you know, it's, I mean, unless you like perfectly ignore Blue Beetle and Aquaman Lost Kingdom, I mean, I would say definitely ignore one of those. But I don't think it's like it's genius. It's just like, oh my god, there was a reboot, so here we are. Yeah, I mean, I think this was a very crass way of saying it, but it's like, yeah, the whole thing is like, it doesn't really work, because that's what was propagated at first. Like, oh, this reset will lead to the DCU, but Ezra Miller is still the Flash, and George Clooney is Batman.
Yeah.
So like, I don't think that that's the case. So yeah, weird post, but sure. And here we are with your boy Corin Sweat and Cavill. I mean, here's the thing. That's why for so long people wanted David Corin Sweat as Superman, was because he looked like Henry Cavill. Like, that was the whole fan casting. That was like the whole basis of it all. Like, they found these like older pictures of David Corin. I think David Corin Sweat now looks a little bit more like his own man. But like, even then, like, they look a lot alike. I would say like David Corin Sweat's eyes are like maybe a little bit farther apart. But they have the same jawline. Maybe like Henry Cavill has more accentuated features, like cheekbones and stuff like that. But for the most part, they look very much alike. So I know he's never going to be Henry Cavill. More baby oil. But I think this is
he's pretty good. He's pretty good. I mean, the comparison is uncanny. It's you're not wrong.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed. But we have one more little quick hit here. But apparently Tom Holland Spider-Man meets David Corin Superman in awesome crossover fan art. This very cool kind of thing right here. I think
great job.
You know, David Corin Sweat's looking a little too bulky, but outside of that, he's looking good. Because this is based on the like one of the first crossovers that DC and Marvel did way back when, was when like Superman versus Spider-Man, who will win? Oh my god! And like that, there was, I will say David Corin Sweat's face is looking a little wonky, but like for the most part, it looks good.
I like it. I mean, they're doing a crossover comic, right? So Marvel and DC, so this works well for that. Absolutely.
Yeah, I think I would say do something like that, like have it be like a variant cover, like have Tom Holland and David Corin Sweat like on the variant cover. I think that would be pretty cool.
I agree. This is fun. I love good fan art. Good fan art is always appreciated on the show. And Ron saw it. That's all that matters. Let's move on. The bulge is very pronounced. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. You're not wrong about
Yeah, you could
that
even
at
see
all.
like that's the shaft and those are the balls, like right there. Boom. There we go. I'm just saying. Superman will obviously win, however, Peter's intelligent enough to make kryptonite webbing. Alright. Fair enough.
Yep, cool. All right. I think we have yanked that story long enough. Let's keep on going. Speaking of stroking egos. Anyway, cool.
Fuck your virgin ears. Talk about a pissing contest. Anyway.
Yeah, we're pivoting. Okay, all right. Let's move.
Let's move on to
news.
proper DC news proper. All right, let's do it. Okay. Holy Daily Planet Globes, Batman. I was thinking Globes more of like Wonder Woman, but that works too.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
All right, this is DCU After Dark. Definitely After Dark.
Yeah. Anyway, but we were talking about this last week. James Gunn teasing 2 new movies. Having this to say right now, there's actually 2 really cool film scripts that I'm hoping to take to the next level that we have general plans for, and I'm excited about both of those. And then I'm excited about the one TV project in particular. I don't know why we're not greenlighted that on that already. It's just figuring out the budget. So there's a couple of things that are very present that I'm excited about. Dealing with getting Supergirl into shape, all these other things. Watching episodes of Lanterns, that's coming along well. So it's really just dealing a little bit with everything, and then mostly Man of Tomorrow. That's the biggest thing for me. I mean, you're directing it, so I would hope so. I mean, we go into production in April, so it may seem like far away to you, but to me, it seems awful close. So,
I mean, clearly you can tell this is where Peter Safran deals with the money a lot more than he does. So he's like, I don't know why we're not greenlit on it. I mean, probably because they're trying to figure things out that he's not that closely involved with, because he's already doing a million other things. So, but yeah, I would love to see Plastic Man. I would love to see, maybe The Questions. Those are projects he's mentioned before. And these updates here from the Hollywood Reporter, also from last week, John, they mentioned now we're going to get into the era of the DCU where we get projects that James Gunn is shepherding, but not himself directing or writing. So Clayface, Supergirl, it's going to be interesting. Lanterns, we want to see a universe that doesn't feel monotonous.
Hell yeah, Caleb. I'd love to see a dog welder movie.
Absolutely. But yeah, this was a great report. Good updates. But John, we have a few other things that James Gunn has mentioned. Let's get into those. Of course, the Plastic Man thing.
Speaking of Plastic Man.
Yeah.
So there you go.
What's up with that? Is it going to be a movie or a TV show? What would you like to see it be, John? Because rumor has it James Gunn posted photos, those cryptic photos, months, maybe even a year or so ago. Looks like that's not entirely dead. I mean, it's a project that must be in development somewhere, according to My Time to Shine, and it's just a matter of, is it going to be a movie or a TV show? What would be your preference, John? Because according to My Time to Shine, it's officially in development. They're making a Plastic Man thing, but we don't know if it's going to be for the big screen or the small screen.
I would want it to be a movie purely on the grounds that the effects are going to need to be CGI heavy and they can't look cheap. So movie, you would have the budget for that. However, since he's not a big character, like a lot of other people that, Zaslav probably wants to have, and that James Gunn probably wants to have, that he probably won't make it with the big boys. So I could see them doing a TV show, but
like it's like what was the Ralph character in The Flash, which by the way premiered 11 years ago to the day on the CW. Remember they had he played what did that Ralph character play in the?
He played Elongated Man.
Okay, but I'm like, I don't want those kind of VFX. It's also the whole thing with Mr. Fantastic in this year's Fantastic Four movie. They didn't showcase the elongation part of his powers well until late into the marketing process before the movie came out. So that's always a tricky thing. Even for a big budget movie, it's going to be hard to get right. But I agree with you on those grounds that maybe that's why they just need to maybe put more money behind it, and a movie would probably have more money, at least on a per minute basis of what we get versus a TV show. But there's not, I mean, they could pull it off. I guess it depends on how big of a priority it's going to be, right? Because they're not going to put out 4 movies a year. So,
right.
And we already know they've got a pretty booked calendar till almost 2030. So it's going to be, I think, where the way things are looking, I think based on the schedule, is probably a TV show. But then again, like, I mean, if they do that as a TV show, then make Booster Gold a movie. Especially if you're going to get somebody like a Chris Pratt, who, by the way, is leading the poll for Fancast Friday to be in the DCU. If you get him as Booster Gold.
Although we do also have a Plastic Man choice. So if you want to see that instead, go vote for that, because I'd love to do a Plastic Man fan cast.
There you go. All right. Let's keep on going with other updates from the world.
In regards to this, we talked about this a while back, but it's kind of adjacent to what we're talking about here, is that James Gunn was approached for DCU Plastic Man role by the Office star, and that star is none other than Rainn Wilson, who worked with James Gunn on Super. Now, here's the thing. I'd love to see a Plastic Man movie or show or anything, because I think Plastic Man is a lot of fun. He's a great character. Just not fucking played by Rainn fucking Wilson. That's the thing. Like, don't get me wrong. I think Rainn Wilson is a good actor. It's just, one, he's too fucking old. The man is like, at least, I think he's like 60, 61 at this point. He's old in regards to all that. So first off, and second, he's not really good with overly goofy humor. To me, like, I tried watching Super on many occasions. I'm like, it was not very good. I think he's better as Dwight, like when he's doing more like deadpan, dry sarcasm, like Jerry and Marge Go Large. He was very dry and sarcastic in that movie, and it was great. So I think that's what, and the thing is, that's not Plastic Man to me. That's Plastic Man is like very overly goofy, like a very, very silly and goofy character. And I think that's why I think someone like Ben Schwartz would be a better portrayal of that character. Ben Schwartz, Andy Samberg, I think both of those would bring in more of the money because they're bigger names than Rainn Wilson, who's mainly a TV guy. But to me, I think the best Plastic Man would be someone you would have to wait for if we ever do a Plastic Man fan casting. I won't reveal it here. If you want to know my favorite for Plastic Man, then you have to vote for Plastic Man in the Fancast Friday poll. So, I'm not revealing it.
What a tease!
I'm playing the James Gunn book, playbook.
I was gonna say exactly that. There you go. Yep. Cool. All right. Let's keep the ball rolling.
I agree, Caleb.
Let's keep the balls rolling. Anyway.
I could see Rainn Wilson as Kite Man. I'm not gonna lie. Anyway. But the last thing in regards to the slate, this is kind of just a quick thing in regards to everything. That he said the 2 really cool film scripts that I'm hoping to take to the next level. Excited about a TV project that only needs to work out budget, getting Supergirl into shape. They're watching episodes of Lanterns, so multiple episodes of Lanterns are done and ready to go. It seems like, or just need some tweaks. And then Man of Tomorrow is very close to James Gunn, just not the rest of us. So, yeah.
No, it's just a nice summary, the TLDR of everything. And yeah, I mean, I think it looks like the DCU is in good shape. They're making a lot of different projects. You could see the diversity in what they're trying to do here. From budgets
I could see Jack Quaid
genres. Yeah,
but I think he'd want to avoid superhero stuff after The Boys. That's just me, though.
Yeah, and then to answer Patrick's question, James Gunn will absolutely be the producer on pretty much every project, and him and Peter Safran. So yeah, Patrick, I think that will be the case. It's like Kevin Feige is the producer on every MCU movie. So I think you'll see that more and more. I mean, he's already been in everything.
They
so.
have Spider-Man. They have Avengers, where they're bringing back literally every Marvel character in the history of existence. And that's about it.
For now, but yes. Yes. True that. True that.
I think Ben Schwartz would be great. I think he would be very great. Not the perfect casting, but I'm going to keep that close and near and dear to my heart until you guys vote for it in the poll.
You got to vote
and you
for
can
it.
still change your vote. Still change your vote, too.
There's time.
So,
there's time.
Avengers, member buries the movie. Jack Quaid is I would love to see Ambush Bug. He would never be in a movie, but I would love to see him. I would love to see Ambush Bug. I don't care by who, but Ambush. Honestly, I'd love to see Charlie Day as Ambush Bug. That would be amazing.
Ooh, that's an underrated pick. I would like to see
Honestly,
that.
I could see here's the thing. If Charlie Day, like 10, 15 years ago, I could see him as Plastic Man. He's a little short, but I think it would work. But he would be awesome as Plastic Man.
I agree. 100,000%.
Aaron Paul's a little bit too serious, but that's just me. But yeah.
Yeah, let's keep on going.
That's it. Now we're moving into the Peacemaker side of things. Hang on, let me get that. Boop. There we go. So now we're going to get into Peacemaker finale. It's going to be in 2 days, 2 very short days. We're going to get the final episode of Peacemaker. They're going to be diving into other worlds. We're going to be getting hints to Man of Tomorrow, apparently. So lots of fun. And James Gunn is apparently reminding you, like, hey, remember, go watch it. We could have gotten a three-camera sitcom with Chris Smith and Amelia Harcourt, but we settled for crippling trauma dumping and lots of character development. So we got that instead. And I'm
it's the final countdown. Indeed. I honestly, the way James Gunn's talking about it, he might make it out of the finale alive, but I don't know what shape Chris Smith's gonna be. But there was some hints, because if you watch the latest episode of the podcast for Peacemaker, both of the actors, I think it was Danielle Brooks, and I forget the name of the actor who plays the green dude one again. Sorry, the
Nutley. Nutley, he plays Judo Master.
Yes, Judo Master. Sorry. Sorry about that. I'm blanking on names. So both of them mentioned that their favorite moments of the entire season are from the finale. It sounds like they almost gave away some spoilers. There's gonna be some sort of an intervention to get Chris Smith to see that he's indeed not like the harbinger of death that he believes himself to be. And then there's a few action sequences.
I'm the fucking angel of death. That line goes so fucking hard.
Yeah. And I can't wait to see Hardcore and Chris Smith finally, say the unsaid thing out loud.
The
That's
N-word?
what I'm looking forward to.
Oh no, the boat thing. The boat thing. That's what it was. Okay. Yeah.
Right. That other thing, yes, yeah.
Honestly, I don't know. I could see John. He is a giant pussy. I wouldn't mind seeing him just kind of be yeeted.
I mean, Stevie G has vertigo, and the guy was on his back basically for the entirety of the last episode, so that was rough for him. But I mean, they were nice about it. But yeah. By the way, John, do you have a prediction for what that finale big cameo is gonna be? Because James Gunn said that big cameo he was mentioning before the show started airing was not the Lex Luthor cameo. It could be Superman in the finale.
It would be fucking funny as fuck if it was like Batman.
But they've been saying it's anything but Superman. Like Superman's not in it. So
but remember, James Gunn always lies. First off, he's like, I'm not gonna have needle drops in my movie. Needle drops. I'm not gonna have Ultraman in my movie. Ultraman. So it's who knows? But like, it would be funny as fuck. Like if it ends, it would be kind of dumb because the show has gotten much more serious.
Mm-hmm.
But it would be funny if like Chris Smith is still in his cell. He's like, I gotta live out my time, all that shit. And he's like, and then the lights just go dark. And then you just hear a voice being like,
and it's Henry Cavill Superman.
you talking shit about me? And then he screams, and then it cuts to black. And then that's it. That's how the show ends. You talking shit?
Oh, you mean like a Batman? Oh, dude,
Yeah.
that would be.
I heard you talking shit, Chris Smith. I don't kill people, and you're a little fucking bitch for killing people. Get you to jail, you, but I'm not. And then he leaves. And then it cuts to black.
Yeah, Batman is the Batman of the DCU. That would be quite the turn. Why did you say my name?
I didn't say Caleb. What are you talking about?
No, it's never mind. The whole Martha thing. Anyway, okay.
Anyway, let's move on to other stuff. And James Gunn had this to say in terms of Augie. He said, "No,
a lot of people talk
Earth
about
X
this.
Augie is not a saint, but I think he taught his kids to totally fight the system. So he's really disappointed by many of their actions. And I also think Chris too was a very bad guy. Yeah, I mean, addicted to drugs and all that stuff, and treating Amelia Harcourt like shit.
I just feel like they didn't give us enough for that nuance to really hit the way that James Gunn believes that it should have. I still think, I mean, the dude is it's God. Okay, that's okay. Calm down. I wish I thought that was what they were going with at one point, but that's not it.
Fucking funny. No, because it was actually sunny and bright, and there wasn't just a random Christ imagery all over the place, and there wasn't like, Lex Luthor acting like the Riddler. So
I missed some of the Easter eggs. What are you talking about? Okay. I'm just saying. I think Augie. I mean, look, he's still. Yeah, he's like, oh yeah, I'm doing the best I can in the moment. But I'm like, can you? I feel like you could do more with your resources. But anyway, he's complacent. Still seem okay. I think that's a better way to put it, MTG. There we go.
Yeah, so are all of we. Here we are, like literally, this country's turning into a fascist police state, and we're not fucking doing anything.
Yeah, but we're not millionaires with the resources, and we're not vigilantes or going out.
Okay.
Like, I'm just saying, it's
tough.
It's not the same. Okay, you know what? Touche, and moving on.
Anyway,
I feel like this will become a philosophical argument that we do not need to.
Fuck Thor.
Yeah.
Anyway, but James Gunn on Vigilante, shocking action, truth about Augie Smith, and season 2 finale surprises. So of course James Gunn, with his inability to shut the fuck up, is still talking. So that saw Vigilante meet his doppelganger. Despite the ridiculousness that ensued, Gunn was quick to say the character isn't purely comedic in his eyes. As for why the Earth X Vigilante's costume was identical to his DCU counterpart, the filmmaker explained, they're so much alike and those suits are expensive. He's also confirmed that the DCU's Vigilante stabbed Augie Smith to death, but dismissed the notion of any silly switcheroos with characters trading places on their respective Earths. Gunn, which I agree with, I don't think they should do that. I think that was a bit dumb if it was going to go there, but
there's not going to be any games. Like, he's not like, we're not trying to trick you into anything.
I ain't playing these games. But, and people keep asking if Chris can forgive Vigilante. I think Chris only blames himself for all this. The Superman Helmer was later quizzed about how it feels like to see his wife, Jennifer Holland, in intimate scenes as Amelia Harcourt with John Cena's Peacemaker. I actually love this romantic scene. Okay, it's official. James Gunn is a cuck. There's nothing actually intimate about it. They're being towed on the back of a truck, and it's all very technical. As a former actor, I know how dispassionate most of this stuff is. Nah, I think James Gunn gets off on it. I think he's a cuck, which is not a bad thing. Everyone has their kinks, but
I'm just saying it's not that freedom, from episode 1 of season 1. Until it gets to that point, I think we're fine. I don't think you just speculate about James Gunn and his kinks just yet. Anywho.
That's true.
No, although I think why am I forgetting the name? Why am I forgetting Keith? I think Keith is gonna be back at some point. Like, they basically created a supervillain who has an incredibly deep connection to Peacemaker. So that could be, he could be his arch nemesis, depending on if we get another Peacemaker season ever. But yeah. But hey guys, let us know what you think about the season finale, potential series finale of Peacemaker in a couple of days. We'll keep talking about it. Of course, we're going to be watching and reviewing it on Thursday with you all. But what are you looking forward to seeing? What surprises are you looking forward to seeing? What are your prediction for the big cameo in the finale? Who is showing up? Is it gonna be Henry Cavill? Is it gonna be a multiversal cameo, something like that, or with a DCEU character showing up, or is it gonna be maybe a hero we have yet to meet in the new DCU, or is it gonna be a villain, or is it gonna be just somebody else we're not expecting? Is it gonna be Kevin Bacon? I don't know. Like, you let us know in the comments down below.
That would be funny though. Not gonna lie, that would be funny.
Yeah. You know what would be funny though, John, is if we actually had a DCU Batman movie that actually started
That would get all the people to shut the fuck up about a merger.
Yeah,
that would
hi,
be nice.
Scott. Hello. Yes, but recently, John, the Flash director Andy Muschietti revealed that he's still apparently involved and attached to direct The Brave and the Bold, because he was taught. I think he met up with a fan, or our fan met up with him, and he asked him a question, and then obviously, thinking he got the scoop of his life, Gotham 2739 posted a photo of himself with Andy Muschietti, and then he wrote about the fact that he asked Andy, "Are you still gonna direct the movie?" And Andy Muschietti said he's still attached to direct the film. Or actually, this is Gotham 2739 talking about the conversation, saying Andy Muschietti is still attached to direct the film. The film will not go into production soon, especially since the Batman Part 2 will be entering production next year. I asked Andy if he's aware of that a writer has been attached, and he is aware that a writer is attached, and I think he's aware of the story. And then, I mean, from here, the rest of the article talks about what Andy Muschietti has said in the past about, both the Flash as well as the Brave and the Bold. But John, this fan is sort of just, I guess this is like a third, so like, the layer removed from the source, in a manner of speaking. Do you believe all of this? I mean, what else would Andy Muschietti say to a fan asking the question?
Yeah, because it's just like, obviously he's not going to reveal to some random guy who can post it on the internet like, "Oh yeah, I'm not directing the movie. I don't know what's going on over there, but I'm not a part of it." It's like, why the fuck would he admit that to some random guy? Of course, I understand that, like, Andy was like, he still has to, he still has to prove himself. Like, I get it. Like, the Flash was going to suck no matter who was attached. However, I think, like, if James Gunn is thinking about it like, "Oh, this guy, he deserves another chance at a DC movie," he shouldn't have been given Batman. Give him fucking, like, the Authority movie. Like, just throw him on something that nobody cares. This is Batman. This is motherfucking Batman. The goddamn Batman. Okay? This is something you don't want to fuck with, because the last time people fucked with it, it didn't turn out well. George Clooney was Batman. There was ice puns. Nobody wants to think about that anymore. So I think you just need to be more careful. And, like, if you want to give him another chance, great. Just don't fucking hand him your biggest character in the hopes like, well, he deserves another chance after our biggest flop of all time. It was shit out into theaters because it was in fucking development hell for like 20 years. So, I get it.
TC24, good point. I mean, he did do a great job about
Andy Muschietti.
Batman and the Flash.
The thing that worries me is like the whole thing with like, like the whole thing with like the lasso of truth, where Batman was like, "I don't do anything to help Gotham. I just beat up poor people." It's like, oh, shut the fuck up. I am so fucking sick of that fucking. So, like, that's the Batman I don't want to see in fucking Andy Muschietti's movie. That I don't want to see that shit, because that's not Batman to me. That's dumbasses on Reddit and Discord who've never read a fucking comic in their entire lives propagate on what they think Batman should be. It's like, get the fuck out of here with that shit. I'm so like, oh, the Robins are child soldiers. The fucking Batman doesn't do anything for Gotham. Bruce Wayne is a fucking little bitch. It's like, I'm so fucking sick of all that shit. Just stop. Just stop. I'm so fucking sick of it. That's the type of shit that worries me about The Brave and the Bold, is like Andy Muschietti's non-understanding of the character. So
yeah, but also that same movie, like TC24 saying, there was that speech that Bruce gives to him, before the Flashpoint event. This is Ben Affleck's Bruce Wayne, And then later on, he talked about how Ben Affleck was like, I finally understood the character of Batman and how best to play him. There's a lot of, I think
That was
for
the
some
point,
of the
yeah.
bad, there was a lot of good elements. And I think Andy Muschietti, like you look at his It movies, what he's doing with Welcome to Derry, which will potentially still play a role, and whether he's gonna be, still attached to the Brave and the Bold. I think he can do a good job, particularly for a movie. Again, John, you got to remember, James Gunn is the one working with the writer on the script, and James Gunn is going to sign off on the script. So if you trust in James Gunn, then I mean, Andy Muschietti knows how to take a script and make a movie from it, and usually do a good job of it. So hopefully there won't be as much CGI, babies and microwaves and other stuff like that, and wonky CG in the movie. But I think given that it's a Batman movie, hopefully it will be a lot more, SFX heavy, much less VFX in the sense that a lot less CGI. I mean, maybe they can do more in camera. I know that the DCU is trying to save money where they can. Yeah, they're being prudent with that so they can get good profit margins and take lesser risks, or certainly reduce their risks. So I think Andy Muschietti could do a good job. Certainly, as of right now, it looks like, according to that fan who talked to him, he's still the man for the job, until somebody says otherwise. So yeah, exactly, enterprising. Just do a better job of adapting the screenplay. The Brave and the Bold, it looks like Andy Muschietti is still attached to direct the movie. And so there you go. We'll have to wait and see what it turns into, how it turns out. Are they waiting for the Pattinson Batman trilogy to introduce the DCU Batman, says Patrick? No. I don't think they can, because otherwise we'll be waiting for a DCU Batman till the 2040s, and I do not want to, nobody wants to do that. I have a feeling that one of the two movies that James Gunn is going to announce in the not too distant future, it's going to be the Brave and the Bold movie. That's got to be, and then the Wonder Woman movie. Like, they need to get those things going. Like, David Zaslav is like, we need to pump up the stock price. And those two movies being greenlit will do that. So, yeah, I can't wait to see what that turns into. And, I mean, the screenplay, if you trust in James Gunn, then he's trying to make sure the screenplay is
I know,
good.
trust me, Elite Easy, that fucking pisses me off to no end. Like everyone's like, oh, Robin and Batman, it's all about him like hiring child soldiers and then realizing he needs. No, that shouldn't be a fucking thing in the first place. I don't give a fuck how Jeff Lemire fucking does all this shit. No, I don't give a fucking shit. The fucking whole, if you believe that Robins are child soldiers, chuck rocks and get the fuck out of my face, because you don't understand the fucking character. Get the fuck out of here.
Well, you know what, John? I think we've got the perfect thing to end the show on, because James Gunn showing that he's got a good sense of humor on him, which we already knew, but I thought this was fantastic. Somebody threw out a rumor, which I think was in jest, like, James Gunn has confirmed that Michael Rooker will play Damian Wayne in The Brave and the Bold. And then James Gunn just goes with the joke. He's like, who leaked this? Someone is getting fired. I just can imagine this like being like a little like interstitial scene that they throw in at like the beginning of a movie or something, or like before, and then you like the screen goes dark and then the Peacemaker intro comes up. And that could be, or like one of those This is Sports Center commercials. Who leaked this? Someone is getting fired. This is DC Studios. It's like, I would love this. This is perfect. What did you think about this?
I thought it was hilarious. Like, just showing, like, although here's the thing, I feel like Jeff Snyder would unironically think this is true and try to talk about it on his podcast. Like, oh, James Gunn confirmed. Michael Rooker is Damian Wayne. Because that's, how Jeff Snyder fucking is. Honestly, I'd see it. I'd watch it. Like, straight up, Michael Rooker is excellent, and fucking, I'd watch it.
I'm Mary Poppins, y'all. Yeah, I could totally see it. I mean, at least then you wouldn't be able to say, like, he's a child soldier, right? Because, like, nobody's mistaking Michael Rooker for a child.
Are you standing right now? Because you keep, like...
Yes, I am. I am actually.
Why are you standing? Why not sit?
Because I don't have a chair, and there's a doggy sleeping next to me, and I had to charge the computer, so it's a bit like, this is how it is. And my feet hurt, so I'm
the Born Wonder, y'all.
I'm Robin, y'all. He's like, What was it? What was it? What was it? Talia might have been my mother, but you sure are my daddy.
Because because he's sleeping. The doggy is
Yeah.
sleeping next to him. That's why.
Yeah, I don't want to be very loud. Sorry. This is why John is gonna have to do the loud parts of the show.
Yeah. No, I'm just kidding. People are sleeping in my house too, so I can't be
Yeah.
loud either.
But John, with that, I think we have come to the conclusion of DCU Daily, because now we're gonna move into right after this show ends, we're going right into Tier List Tuesday. We're listing out and ranking all the Batmobiles that have appeared on film. So you guys stick around for that. You can hop into Tier List Tuesday right out of this show, and we'll see you there. It's gonna be fun. We're gonna be talking about all the Batmobiles.
The
Jose is
Batmobiles.
excited.
Woohoo! And Batman agreeing with that. Woohoo!
Yes, sir. All right. Hell yeah, Ron. We'll talk to you guys there. Until then, take a few minutes. Go get a drink of water. Take a break. Maybe, I don't know.
Take a
go to the
pee.
bathroom.
Take a poop.
Yeah.
Take a shower. Whatever you need to do.
Yeah. Exactly.
But thanks for watching, y'all. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and click the notification bell so you know when we go live. Boom. And we will see you all very, very soon. And Dan, why don't we showcase to the people that we are not only blessed at the beginning, but blessed at the end.
It's another project that's been blessed from the beginning.
There's the shot right there. That.
Okay, we don't need to see
Right there.
Hey, buddy. Eyes up here.
Let's get nuts. Here we go.
Victory mine. Ask me how am I doing? I'm telling you really I'm doing sublime. I never wait in a stewardess line. I just go do it. I'm moving my time. Really had nothing to do with it. How am I moving? I'm moving like you want to shine. Follow my lead. Don't listen to lies. I had to put me all in the line. That's why I know that victory's mine.
I prefer Jared Leto.
Hunka hunka!
Fuck